not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is.
Donald Trump's second term as United States president is fast approaching, and his warning to Hamas has set off alarm bells. With tensions high and hostages at stake and an impending Gaza deal on the papers, Trump declared all hell will break loose if Hamas doesn't act by Inauguration Day. But what kind of Middle East is Trump walking into now compared to his first term? Last week, Trump issued a stark ultimatum. Hamas must release Israeli hostages by his inauguration day. He warned all hell will break loose and it will not be good for anyone.
All hell must be paid if they don't release the hostages.
You know what that means, don't you? Well, do I have to define it for you? Look, all hell will break out. If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And they should have given them back a long time. They should have never taken them. They should have never been the attack of October 7th.
These remarks came alongside his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, who claimed that they are on the verge of a breakthrough deal. However, Trump did not clarify what his repeated warning actually meant, especially given Washington's substantial support for Israel's military campaign in Gaza. When Trump first took office in 2016, the Middle East was already a hotbed of conflict. Syria and Iraq were battling the Islamic State with support from the US, Iran, and Russia. In Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had just consolidated power, embracing a hardline stance against Iran. The Saudi-Iran rivalry reached new heights, fueled by Mohammed bin Salman's rhetoric, labeling dialogue with Tehran as impossible. Meanwhile, Abu Dhabi aligned with Riyadh, both countries quietly converging with Israel over shared concerns about Iran. This alignment led to unprecedented moves like the Saudi-led blockade of Qatar in 2017, citing its ties with Iran and alleged support for the Muslim Brotherhood. Trump capitalized on these dynamics, revoking the Iran nuclear deal and imposing a maximum pressure sanctions regime. He also recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital and facilitated the Abraham Accords, normalizing ties between Israel and several Arab states. Today, Trump faces a vastly different Middle East. The Abraham Accords remain intact, but enthusiasm has waned. The United Arab Emirate is now the only Arab state hosting an Israeli ambassador, and trade ties are less celebrated, especially after Israel's war in Gaza escalated tensions. In stark contrast to 2016, Saudi Arabia has pivoted towards a rapprochement with Iran. Mohammed bin Salman recently called ties with Tehran at a historic turning point. The Arab League and OIC have even condemned Israel's actions in Gaza as genocide, signaling a dramatic shift in regional alliances. Iran's influence remains strong, but its proxies, including Hezbollah and Hamas, have been weakened. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's newfound caution is evident in its defense cooperation with Iran and its hesitance to escalate tensions. Trump's transactional approach to diplomacy may face new hurdles. His warning to Hamas suggests a potential shift in US engagement, though Trump has traditionally avoided direct military conflicts. Washington's aid to Israel, comprising 15% of its defense budget, could become a sticking point. Experts are already questioning whether Israel can expect unqualified support from Trump, despite his strong alignment during his first term. On the Saudi front, Trump's potential push for Riyadh to normalize ties with Israel may hit roadblocks. Saudi Arabia's stance has grown more cautious, with Mohammed bin Salman warning Israel against attacking Iran and demanding more guarantees in return for normalization. Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office promises a high-stakes foreign policy game. The Middle East he now faces is not the one he inherited in 2016. With shifting alliances and mounting challenges, the question remains: can Trump navigate a region that has transformed since his first term? For more updates on the Gaza peace deal, on Israel and Hamas, and of course on Donald Trump's inauguration and his relations with the major regions in geopolitics, stay tuned to the official YouTube channel of the Indian Express.